Morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome, good night, bye. Welcome, bloody welcome
Sunday chat
to the show, which is full of class, taste, sophistication for the discerning viewer.
Yeah.
And the show is called
Sunday Chat.
And if you're new to our channel, just remember, if you want it all, watch Richard and Paul. I think that's just banging.
I think it is very good. Yeah. I'm glad I came up with that.
I don't think so. I'm the one that comes up with those things. I'm the creative one. What? I came up with, let's get on with it, shall we? Sunday chat, my idea. A Guernsey gardener in London, my idea. Oh, Paul, why don't you do a show weekly at the plot? Oh, you could call it a week at the plot, my idea. Oh, why don't we start a YouTube channel? My idea.
Oh, that was your idea.
They were all my ideas, Paul.
Yeah. But you started it, and it took me to come onto the channel for people to realise exactly how good you were, and then it took off because they could see a comparison.
Contrast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, well, I agree with
Rubbish,
that.
Perfection. There we are.
Paul.
There we are.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I know my place.
Yeah, good. Let's keep it that way. So, as I just said, we're a show full of charm, sophistication, elegance, glamour,
eloquence, as they say in RuPaul's.
Eloquent,
and
eloquence.
Eloquence,
as well,
yeah.
for the discerning viewer. So let's get on with the show. And
what happens if the viewer's not discerning?
well, I think there are a few viewers who aren't discerning because some of the channels that some people watch and say they're good.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Think
Oh
not.
my God, you have done so much in your garden, they say
they
to some
haven't.
people.
No.
And it's sort of like, really?
Really?
Oh, that looks like the same as though it's looked for the last 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 years. Yeah.
Tits and bums, where's my book? Oh, it's there. There's that charm and sophistication.
It's just spilling out.
Spilling
Yeah.
Ample bosoms. Anyway.
Honestly, they are, aren't they? It's
What,
like
spilling out?
Jimbo in RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, those fake boobs that she has, are just, I just can't not laugh, really. I really can't. Yeah. And of course, very carry on.
Yeah, all right.
You know, yeah.
God.
Though, of course, Barbara Winter's bosoms weren't really that
they
large,
weren't.
you know.
No, but they were just out quite a lot.
Yeah. Especially in, was it Carry On Camping?
I do love a good bosom.
Yeah.
No, I
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I think boobs are funny.
And what's that? Well, they are.
Yeah, they are funny things.
Mine are funny. Mine are hilarious.
Well, speak for yourself.
Well, yours are sort of
Mine is
pecking
small,
back, aren't they? Yeah.
Pecking back?
Yeah, pecks. They're pecking back. Yeah.
I don't think that's a thing. Or...
I don't think it's a thing either. Where mine are still sort of, you know, yeah.
Boobalicious.
Yeah, boobalicious. Oh, that's quite nice, actually.
I need my Vivibalm.
What's that?
I know, my lips are dry, I've just realised, and one can't go on. I just can't go on with dry lips. So let me just
Baps.
slick my lips.
Baps.
Baps.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Well,
Baps.
baps are a type of bread roll.
They are. Yeah.
Along with a balm.
Balm.
A bap or a balm.
Yeah.
Or a bun or a cob. Yeah.
What's it when you got a cob on? What's that? It's when you're grumpy.
Yeah.
Why is it cob on?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Write in if you've got the answer.
Yeah.
Why is it called a cob on?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And there's a huge prize.
Shush now, Paul.
Not.
No prizes. Let's get on with the show. So welcome everybody and thank you, bloody thank you for tuning in on other places in
other things.
Other places in the
Platforms. Platforms.
Instagram, Twitter, Threads.
Well, we're on Threads, but we're not really threading at the moment. It's a bit of an odd one, Threads, at the moment.
A bit like Twitter, really. I mean, that's an odd one, isn't it, as well?
Twitter, I mean, it did work. I mean, not necessarily for us, but Twitter did really work well. But now it's not working well.
I think it's just a place for people to whinge about stuff.
Facebook.
Well, I don't use Facebook to
Well,
whinge.
no,
in fact, I
you
don't use my personal Facebook at all.
No,
these
I
days.
hardly use mine.
No?
I did put something up that was political the other day, and I think it got liked by 2 people, and I did think, oh, well, I think I might just stop using my personal one.
The thing is about those platforms is it's all about engagement. They're no fun if people don't engage with you.
Yeah.
But then you have to question yourself and say, are my posts engaging enough?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So when you're running Richard and Paul and Planet Vegetaria on Facebook, Planet Vegetaria, that's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017, that's contractual, join us. When you're running those things, you want people to interact. You want people, and we do get a good level of interaction.
We do, yeah.
Which is lovely. So it is worth it when that's happening. But as an individual with a personal Facebook account, you get the impression that nobody really gives a damn.
I recently went back onto LinkedIn. I don't use LinkedIn, but I'm on LinkedIn. And I went in to change something. And I've had a whole load of sort of things through, since I did that, because it sort of somehow reactivated the account. And I got an email through from I got a thing through saying, oh, please will you follow my page? This is somebody that I haven't seen for like 18 years.
Right.
And I went back and I said, I said to this person, I'm not going to follow your page. Every time you want something, and you've got a new project, you say, will I follow it? Yet whenever I've had anything like Richard and Paul, like A Week at the Plot, you've never followed it. So no, I'm not going to. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, and if you don't follow me, I'm not going to follow you.
Well, I don't think it should be like that.
Well, it shouldn't, but I just hate this thing of, people who've got something new, they just sort of like always go out to people they haven't been in contact.
Yeah, all right, you've said all that now.
God. It's not this, how are you? How are things going for you? By the way, I've got this, it's a new project, blah, blah, blah. It's just please follow my new project. Yeah, no.
Negativity.
Yeah.
Really, Paul, let's get on with the show because people are switching off.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. I'll shut up now. I'll go.
I think the thing about engagement and follow for follow, like for like, it's a dangerous game because you can end up following thousands of people that don't put any content out at all.
And never engage with you when you put something out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, hey-ho. Yeah. So, the first question that we usually ask on this sophisticated, glamorous show is, what's the weather been like this week, Paul? What has it been like? Well, let me just say, in the style of Scarlett O'Hara, fiddle de dee, my Paul, the weather is mighty unattractive today.
Yes.
We heard a weather presenter earlier.
ITV.
Describe the weather. No, it was BBC. Describe the weather as, well, it's very unattractive out there today.
Oh, it was.
I have never heard the weather described as unattractive. I mean, can you imagine? Oh, Paul, look, it's mighty attractive out there today.
Very bizarre.
I mean,
terminology sometimes. Mind you, I'm just as bad, I'm sure. I use terminology, I spin it around sometimes.
I do find it strange when people use really random adjectives that aren't coherent or don't flow well in the general doodah of the la-la.
I don't get it. No. That's clear.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think everyone knows.
I mean?
I think everyone knows what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, the masses. If you're broadcasting to the masses, she was at Wimbledon though. Maybe she was a little put off.
I think she may have been. She was holding an umbrella in a break in the rain.
Maybe she was feeling unattractive herself. In the rain.
Maybe she was.
Yeah.
Maybe she was. Maybe she was having a fat day. I've had a few fat days this week, yeah. I mean, I have a fat day every day because I'm fat. But there are those days that you feel really sort of like fat. I've had a few of those this week.
Do you ever have a thin day?
No, I never have a thin day. But I did ask one of the people at the plot who's very, very, very slim, do they have fat days? And they said that they did.
Well, you could have asked me.
I know you've had fat days. I've seen you with your clothes off. Yeah.
Anyway,
dear.
weather. Well, it is mighty unattractive out there at the moment. It's
So you're now, having chastised this weather person, you're now picking up on her terminology. I just think that's a bit disingenuous.
Well, that's me.
I think that's totally right, yeah.
I'm not disingenuous.
Oh dear, okay, fair enough, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's been wet. It's very, very wet. It's Friday, by the way. We're filming on a Friday because we've got a viewing tomorrow. So Friday is my day off. More on that later. Very, very wet. I mean, it was coming down like the clappers earlier, wasn't it,
It
Paul?
was. Well,
Yes,
I mean,
it
it's still
was.
sort of pretty heavy now, but really heavy before. I think it's going to be like that throughout the day, and of course that's fantastic for the plot. It's fantastic for the garden. You know, all of those things. Great for wildlife, filling up ponds.
Filling up the
all of
reservoirs, so
Yeah.
good for human life too.
Though, of course, whatever level reservoirs are at, there'll never be enough to satisfy water companies and things. No.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been a mixed bag of a week. We've been having rain forecasts virtually every day, and it's just shifted and shifted. And I have to say, when I saw yesterday, Thursday, that there was going to be rain on Friday, I thought, really? But yeah, thankfully it's come in.
Thankfully, thank you.
So no watering at the plot today, which will be great.
Yeah.
Though, because I put peppers in, which you'll see in next week's A Week at the Plot, I will need to go down and give those a water, because I like to make sure that they're watered every other day. Yeah.
Sorry, I slightly fell asleep then.
Was I boring?
No, I don't know why. I just zoned out for a second. Anyway.
You've been doing that quite a lot this week.
Yeah, I think it's a coping mechanism.
Coping with me?
No, just general coping with life.
It is a funny thing at the moment. I mean, I sort of feel as though we're in limbo at the moment.
Yeah, anyway, let's finish the weather report first of all. God. So, yeah, it's cool as well. As you can see, I'm wearing a jumper or a sweater or a... What else do they call them? Jumpers, sweaters? Woolly?
Woolly, yeah.
Because it's cool. It's on the cool side. I mean, yesterday was, I think, 19 in and out the house.
Yeah.
I think today's around the same. So it's not cold, but it's not warm either.
No.
Slightly disappointing for the time of year. I mean, even I want some warm weather.
And Spain and Italy and all of those places, they are already getting their heat waves.
They are sweltering.
You know.
Well, at some point, if that wind direction changes, it's going to scoop up that warm air and bring it up to us.
Well, it's the doodah, isn't it? The
doodah.
The doodah needs to move up.
What, the Azores High?
No, the the thing high up.
The jet stream.
Jet stream, yeah. So there's the Gulf Stream in the oceans, jet stream high up, and at the moment I think it's below, isn't it? So it needs to move up so that we can benefit from some of that hot air.
Not necessarily. I mean, it might not be a benefit. We don't want 40-degree heat, do we? Alexa, please stop.
No, I don't want 40-degree heat, but I would like a little bit more than we've got.
Yes. Well, I guess so, Paul. It would be nice if the house really heated up so that some of that residual heat carries on into the autumn, because autumn's around the corner.
Well, it is.
Really, Paul? What date are we on today?
We're on the
Friday the 14th.
14th, so this will be coming out on the 16th, and meteorological autumn begins in September the 1st.
Not long to go.
No, you know, yeah.
I hope we get a better September this year, because last year, if you remember, I was saying, I think we're going to have a wonderful Indian summer. Didn't happen, did it?
No, it was cold.
It turned cold.
It was wet.
And wet and horrid very, very quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
So, there we are. There's the weather report. And tomorrow, unseasonably windy is the forecast.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I'm going to have to shut the polytunnel door, I think, because at this time of year, I always leave the polytunnel door open, and it's sort of pegged open. There's a peg so that the door can't really move. But it's going to be 50-mile-an-hour winds, supposedly, so I'm going to shut the polytunnel.
Yes, good idea.
Because doing that then means that the air can skip around it rather than be captured
like
inside, like a sail, and then blow it off. You know.
Well, it's survived all the storms we've had.
It has. It has. So if you want to know how to peg down a polytunnel, we'll link to it here, because that was a good video.
And wasn't there also a time lapse that I did of when we put the polytunnel up, Paul? Do you remember when you were a little allotment virgin?
Yes. That was bizarre. I don't think we got the whole thing though, did we?
We did.
Did we?
We did.
Oh right, we did.
Yes, we did.
Didn't know that.
If I can, I don't know whether we posted it on YouTube or not. If I did, it'll be here.
And if you didn't,
it won't be there.
It won't be there.
Simple. So, let's talk about the working week. How was the working week? Well, for me it was extra hours again. I worked Wednesday afternoon and Thursday, which was fine, although it was a challenging week yet again. It really was. There were several things that happened that were really not fun at all. But that's the world of social care and health.
Yeah.
It's not, very often you're hearing stuff that you think, I really wish I hadn't heard that, or you're having to you're dealing with reports and documents that have to be categorised very often and described in order for accurate case notes to be uploaded so people can find their way through a case, navigate through the notes and find what they want. So you're looking at things, you're titling things according to their content. So very often you see things that you think, oh, that's awful, that's horrendous, So sometimes it takes its toll, to be honest, because you sort of fill these things up. And I find it comes out in strange ways. You'll end up having a bad dream that's not necessarily about what you read, but it's tinged by it in some way, shape or form.
You had a bit of a nightmare earlier in the week.
I had a nightmare earlier in the week, and also I had a really weird dream about a scorpion in a Tupperware box.
That's bizarre.
It was a big scorpion, and it was kind of like a crab.
Well, they sort of are crustaceans, aren't they?
Yeah, and it was sort of curling itself up into like a sort of ball, but then putting sort of these legs out, and I was trying to contain it without hurting it in a Tupperware box. Yeah.
Do you think that was something to do with the June bug
coming through
the other day?
I don't know.
Because we had one down the chimney, so did the glass and the paper thing so that we could put it out the door.
I remember it was like, ooh, it was icky. But I being a animal lover and not wishing to harm any creatures, I was being careful, whilst of course not being stung by a scorpion and killed.
Yeah. Well, there we
But
are.
anyway, yeah, so strange week at work again, but, you know, I'm doing extra hours to help out. And of course, I'm glad of the money. Naturally, we need the money. But it means less time to do things like tidying and cleaning the house for the viewers of the house. So I just need that time. So I negotiated and agreed to do an extra day and a half.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So no doubt that will be going on for some time.
Yeah.
But I just find timing is always against us at the moment.
I think it has been for a while.
Yeah, we're not having a huge amount of luck in terms of timing.
We're behind the ball on a lot of things, it feels, or beside the ball on a lot of things as well. Because it just feels out of kilter. It really does.
Yeah.
You know? But I think that's because it is out of kilter.
I think you have to guard against sort of thinking, oh God, bad luck again.
Yeah.
You have to guard against that, because otherwise you become poor me victim.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't really believe in luck as such. I think things just happen the way they happen. If things are good when they happen, then, you know, you feel good at the time about that thing happening. You feel bad about crap stuff. That's it. But we just seem to have had a little bit more crap.
Well,
recently.
I mean, we haven't had crap like other people have had crap.
No,
you know,
it's all relative. It's relative.
It is relative. But you know, once again, when we think we're healthy, we've got a roof over our head, all of that. But things just seem to be challenging.
Yeah,
you know,
very challenging at the moment.
And quite slow with the house. But my week has been a bit odd as well, because I've been doing a lot of work on research for Earth's sake this week, because we want this sounds really odd, but an online shop that doesn't take payments. Because many of our customers that we do deliveries to, they transfer money into the bank account. So we want people to be able to order online a delivery, and then to receive an email saying what the delivery is, what's been ordered, and then we drop it off to them and they pay us into the bank account like they do at the moment via WhatsApp and Facebook and other email. They can email orders in. But I cannot find anything that doesn't have a payment gateway at the end of it, you know, where you have to take credit card details, and that's not what we're looking for. And I've asked the platform that we have the website on, and they haven't even come back to me. You know, it's sort of like everything just seems to be, I don't know, you try and find something else out and it just doesn't fit with what you want, you know.
Maybe you need to speak to an app developer.
I think we might have to, yeah. But again, it's...
Could you not develop the app yourself with an app development program?
I've looked, and because we've got something like 2,000 products, to do the app for 2,000 products, it just seems... I need to do more research, but basically doing this research this week has just blown my head. It really has.
Oh.
So...
Can you go on, Paul?
I can just about go on.
Yeah, it's been a challenging week in many ways for both of us, but not insurmountable challenges, but just stuff. Some weeks don't have as much stuff as others. Some weeks are filled with little moments of joy. Some aren't.
Yeah, some aren't.
This week there weren't many moments of joy at all.
Yeah.
Really. Okay, so the challenge is find a moment of joy. What was your moment of joy last week, Paul? Find one now.
Seeing a copper butterfly at the plot. That was quite special.
Oh.
And a Jersey tiger moth as well. Which, interestingly, the day before, my plot neighbour had shown me one she had seen and taken a photo of, and then I saw one the following day. So yeah, those are. Oh, and the butterfly. There was a butterfly on the window out here.
Well, funnily enough, when I walked into work the other morning, there were 2 butterflies on the window.
Really?
Just sunning themselves because our reception gets full sun in the morning, and it was quite sweet.
So yeah, there were those things.
But that wasn't my moment of joy.
What was your moment of joy?
I don't.
Was it eating that donut?
What donut?
Those 4 donuts that you had this week.
At work.
Yeah.
I didn't have 4.
6.
No, I had 1 donut and I felt dirty afterwards.
Dirty donut.
I did. I felt filthy.
But what did you have last week? The week
you're
before?
you're eating it and the jam is oozing out and the sugar is spread all over your lips and you're tasting the deep friedness of it, just feeling disgusting. Yeah.
Dirty donuts.
Dirty.
That would be a fantastic name for a brand, wouldn't it? Dirty Donuts.
Oh, I'm quite sure somebody's done that already.
I'm not sure.
I think the dirtiest of donuts are the ones that are filled with custard.
Have I had anything like that?
Oh, smear them all over my body. Not really. I also ate several pieces of chocolate cake.
I don't know about
No,
this.
but get this. They're actually out of date. I looked and they're like 2 weeks out of date, and I thought, oh well.
I better eat them
quickly.
quickly.
That was my thinking. Quickly before I have to just throw the whole box away because.
Well, we could put them in the freezer and then made a chocolate trifle with them. They'd be lovely in a chocolate trifle.
They're at work and they're work.
They're even more days out of date now then. You're going to have to eat them even quicker next week.
Well, they were bought for an event. And this is what happens. You buy this stuff for an event, like a training event that was going on. And then, of course, they buy too much. Nobody eats it. And then they're just sat there in the storeroom.
Well, why doesn't it get shared?
Calling to me. They do.
Calling your name.
They do.
Yeah.
Literally, I can hear them.
Richard, eat us. We're lonely.
Yeah. There are some biscuits in there too.
I really fancy. I went to the library this week, and I was coming back, and I passed the fish and chip shop. Oh, the smell as I passed.
Our local fish and chip shop is one of the best in West London.
Yeah.
It seriously is. It's run by a Greek family, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's called the Golden Chip. You can look it up online. Golden Chip Hanwell. Seriously, to die for, but it's terribly expensive now, isn't it?
I think, well, anything is expensive, but, it's, I wouldn't say it's terribly
expensive. I think we should treat
expensive.
ourselves.
I think at some point we will. We were supposed to have some in Guernsey, but the day that we were going to have those sort of went a bit topsy, so we didn't.
It's Friday today.
No, I know what we're having this evening, and I've already done my planning of the meal, so we're having gruel and water this evening. Which we'll really enjoy. Yeah.
With lettuce.
Yeah, with lettuce. Yeah. as a side. Yeah, as a substantive side. Yeah. No, we're having something else. But yeah, that smell as I came. But yeah, and it's always the smell of the chips, isn't it? That's what. And there's. If you go past the door and somebody's just had some and they've had a splash of vinegar on their chips, and that smell of vinegar is coming out the door as well as the smell of frying. It's like, oh!
And also, the fish is always very fresh. I mean, that's one of the things about living in London. There is accessibility to pretty fresh fish.
As there is in many coastal places. And
I know, but
places.
people forget that London is actually a coastal town.
Well, yeah, it's a tidal town.
Yeah.
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 Whereas landlocked places, the fish takes longer to transport to and store. So, hey.
I mean, the Grand Union Canal that goes out on very low tides. It's 2 miles from us at Brentford. Very low tides. The boats can't go out because on a low tide, the river, you can't get out from the canal.
Yeah, I think people know what a low tide is.
I know, but people don't realise we're
Alexa, please stop.
She's interrupting. We're, so far inland. London is so far inland. It's a big estuary. And, it's
not
got
that
the Thames
far
River.
inland.
It is quite a chunk of way in size to the UK. And, we are tidal.
That's the exact opposite that I just said.
Is it?
I was saying that London's actually quite close to coastline.
Well, it's relatively close to
Well, it
coastline.
is.
But anyway, yes, we are tidal. Yeah,
Lovely.
that's what I was...
We are tidal.
Well, we're not actually. 2 miles away is. Yeah.
Well, I think my tide went out years ago. Anywho, Paul, let's get on with the show. We've got plenty more to talk about. Well, a couple of things. So, as Paul alluded to earlier, the housing situation is slow at the moment. We're trying not to freak out.
Well, there's no point in freaking out.
Well, sometimes a freak out's quite good.
Yeah.
Can be quite healthy to freak out occasionally.
So yeah, we were told by the estate agent, I'm not sure if we said this the other day, that things have just sort of slowed significantly
really slowed.
in the last sort of 4 weeks.
Although there is a family that is interested, but they're trying to get their finance together. You know who they are.
Yeah.
So, there is hope in the wings.
And we've got another reviewing, another second viewing tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we were going to have one today, and I think waiting for that to be confirmed whether that's tomorrow as well.
Yeah, we couldn't fit that in today with all the stuff that I need to do in the house. I mean, just the general clean and tidy for the week, because I've been quite lazy this week. I've done no interim chores this week because I've just felt so tired in the evenings when I get in. My job is tiring.
I think it's mentally.
It's mentally tiring.
Really, yeah.
And eyes-wise as well. You're on the computer all the time. So I just haven't felt like doing stuff. And I needed to put a wash on as well and get that dry. So again, timing, wet weather, cool and damp, needing to dry a wash. Hello?
Whinge.
I know, but that's how it feels at the moment. It feels like everything is conspiring against me.
It's not.
No, it's not. But that's fine. One can have a fleeting moment of pity.
Oh, can't go on.
We've done that 3 times now. There'll be a thread of truth in that, I think. But we're not the kind of people that fold and give in. So, but sometimes, I said to somebody earlier, I was texting a friend, I said, I can't believe that we're selling our house at this time when all this shit, frankly, is going down with cost of living, interest rates, government really not helping people. Oh, and did you see in the news today, apparently public sector are getting a 6% pay rise.
Well,
Can I just say that's not all of the public sector. I'm public sector. I'm not getting a pay rise. It's only certain professions that are. So, people like me and various people in public sector aren't getting recognised at all.
No.
Because the funding comes from local government rather than central government. So, hello. So I just can't believe that we're doing this. So...
Well, I can. I mean, I knew last year that
I knew.
Well, I did. I was saying it last year. Last summer, I was saying interest rates are going to rocket. The housing market is going to really
Paul,
slow.
You're so clever.
Energy. Yes, I think I am, actually. I think I am.
You are. I'm saying it.
Yeah, but you're saying
sincerely.
it in that dismissive type of way.
Oh, you're so clever.
Yeah, like that. But yeah, where we are, where the economy and everything is today is not surprising at all.
Crazy times. Anyway.
Yeah. When you have a useless government, as many countries
blah, blah,
in the
blah.
world seem to have at the moment.
Tits and bums.
But we seem to be particularly useless.
Yeah, well, I mean, we are.
Useless kingdom is what we should be called now.
Well, it is
Yeah.
because I mean they're saying that the economy is dipping now.
Yeah.
And it's not growing.
No.
And this plan that they're putting in place is
It's
not
not
working.
going to work.
So it's like they need to change their plan.
The problem is, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again.
Go on.
The whole financial system, the whole
It's broken.
economy is based on something that doesn't work anymore.
It's broken.
It's a bit like having an electric car that doesn't work, but you keep on trying to put more petrol into it.
Oh.
That's where we are at the moment with the UK economy. We're an electric car that doesn't have any petrol, but they're trying to put petrol into it to get it going. And it's just not working. We have a broken economy and it needs to be drastically changed.
Okay, kakalaka.
Yeah, but it's true. It's true. I don't know why people aren't calling this out. The media, well, why isn't the media calling it out? Because the media is owned generally by incredibly wealthy people like the Murdochs, and they don't want to lose control of things, so they don't tell the truth. That's what happens in media. That's the only newspaper one should read is The Guardian, because that's the only one that is independent. I mean, The Independent a little bit. Everything else, the Daily Mail, the Star, the Sun, Times, Telegraph, all of that are owned by people who want to keep commoners in their place.
You see this?
I know, but it's true.
You
it's
see
true.
this?
Yeah.
You know what this is?
What?
This is the face of somebody who's just gone into a coma but kept their eyes open. Really?
But it's true.
Yeah, all right now. Shush now. So, Paul, you've done something interesting to your weekly show, A Week at the Plot.
Yeah,
Haven't you?
I decided this week to split, and throughout July,
Quickly now.
I'm splitting it in two. I'm doing 2 parts. Some people have said that watching 45 minutes of brilliance is just too much for them. So I'm cutting it down to about 20 minutes per part. So, and we'll see if more people watch, or I'm quite enjoying it in 2 parts actually. So I think we'll see how it goes through the month of July, and I'll decide what I'm going to do at the beginning of August, whether that continues or not.
Cool.
But yeah, there we are.
Also talking about things not happening as they should, looks like our exhaust needs some attention on the car. I'm a bit annoyed with Halfords up the road.
Well,
Because they were meant to have fixed it and I can hear a knocking sound and I think that's the exhaust.
we'll take it back to
Well, I'm
Halfords
gonna-
and say you've not sorted this.
I'm not. I don't want them touching my car.
The thing is, I think all of these big ones like Halfords, Quick Fit, all of that, you just become a number and
Yeah, but
a customer. When
What's
it was
the choice?
well, the choice is to go to an independent garage.
Like who?
Like Robert. We could go to Robert.
He's
take
in
it
Wembley.
to Robert. Yeah, but you know.
No, I'm not going all the way to Wembley.
But that's the thing with all of these big corporations, they make it easy for you because they're locals. They make it easy for you to get there.
Do you remember when Quick Fit opened? We were living on Grosvenor Road.
When the Quick Fit in Grosvenor Road opened,
No, it's
or
not
around
on
there.
Grosvenor Road.
Yeah,
West
around
Ealing.
there.
Do you
yeah.
remember?
I do.
Do you remember what was happening?
No.
There were cars
Oh yeah, queuing.
with slashed
tyres.
with slashed tyres over a 2-week period. Car tyres, we kept seeing them. We think somebody was slashing the tyres.
Yeah, to get the business.
To get the business to go to
Quick
Quick
Fit.
Fit. Yeah. Sorry, that's an allegation. Allegedly.
But no, I do remember that, and
Yeah, it was weird though, wasn't it?
But yeah, when the garage around the corner was a little garage, I mean, still same size as it is now,
Iversons.
but Iversons, they only had like 3 or 4, I think maximum of 4. And the guy that managed it really, he knew you, he seemed to care.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anywho, Paul, it's time for the final segment of the day. What have we watched on TV this week, Paul? What have we watched? We continue Foundation, which we're enjoying.
Yeah.
We have almost finished All Stars. RuPaul's All Stars.
Drag Race
All Stars.
Series
8.
Yeah.
Almost finished it. We also watched Joanna Lumley.
Candy. I don't get
Candy Muse.
Candy Muse.
Yeah, but I wouldn't get on the wrong side of her.
Well, no, exactly.
No,
No, exactly.
She's a tough cookie.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and this had to be, I think.
On.
Yeah.
Joanna Lumley. Spice Trail.
Spice Trail. It's very light.
Very light.
I mean, it's like literally a sprinkling. It's all very lovely and positive, and I mean, you can't help adoring Joanna Lumley. I mean, you really can't. And the programme is lovely, but it's all a bit light. It's all a bit
nice to look at.
Frothy and meringue.
Nice to look at if you've never been to India and you're curious. Personally, and please don't take this the wrong way, I don't fancy going to India. A, I don't fancy the long journey. And B, I don't fancy the culture shock. We had culture shock when we went to Bali.
Yeah.
Because it's so different. And I found it a little bit frantic, a little bit like, where am I? What am I doing? Where do I go? Oh, it's too hot, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? It was all too much.
It wasn't too hot for me. I rather love that heat.
Absolutely too humid for me. I just felt hot and bothered most of the time.
Hot and bothered?
No, I did. And I thanked our lucky stars when we lived in that air-conditioned place for a few days. That was divine.
Where you could actually see the millions of stars because it was so black from air-conditioned room. Yeah.
What?
Well, it was so black, wasn't it? It was so dark in Bali that you could see thousands and thousands of stars, which in London, you just don't see so many.
What's that got to do with air conditioning?
You said about thanking your lucky stars. You could thank your lucky stars and look at them from the air conditioning.
Well, that was rather a
tenuous
thread.
Thanks for pointing that out, Richard.
Yeah. We also watched an old Mission Impossible film with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean,
you've got to hand it to him, haven't
such
you? Really?
Amazing films.
I mean, have you seen that new stunt that he's done, motorcycling off that cliff? Incredible.
I know he does, many of his own stunts, virtually all of them. Yeah. And I saw the one a few weeks ago where he's sort of holding a plane as the plane takes off. And obviously he's wired in, he's attached, But he did it. He was, unbelievable. And then suddenly it popped up on my timeline yesterday, him going on this motorbike up this ramp and then jumping off this huge sort of sheer drop. And it was like, oh my God, he just did that. It's astonishing.
And he did it several times,
apparently,
as well.
Yeah.
So to get it just right. But
because he felt some of the times he did it, he didn't hold on to the bike long enough and felt it would be a better shot if he held on to the bike longer. And it's like, you've done it once, it looks great, just go with it.
I mean, I think
And he's going to space. He's going up into space to do a stunt in space or something, I read.
Lovely.
Now.
Well, you've got to admire him for that. Put it that way. There's another reason why I don't admire him. I'm not going to get into that, talking about religion and all of that.
But
I mean,
as I remember watching the first Mission Impossible and think it was really good. I think Vanessa was in it, and that's why I sort of watched it. But I've really got into that genre of film now, anyway. So yeah.
Vanessa Redgrave.
Yeah, Vanessa. Redgrave.
God, you with the name drops, really poor.
Well, I didn't mention her surname.
Name drop Savadant.
Well,
Really? Murder, She Wrote. We watched a few of those this week with our lunch. Father Brown. Sky at Night, although I did fall asleep.
Twice.
I was tired.
Yeah, you were.
And we continue to enjoy The Lincoln Lawyer. Is it Netflix or Prime? Netflix.
Netflix.
Is it Netflix? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Very good. Jolly good.
But it's been split into 2 parts. So there's 5, I think, episodes in the first. Not sure how many in the next, but they're coming along in a month's time.
Yeah, so we've got to wait a month.
Yeah.
But we don't mind.
But there is, I have recorded the Lincoln Lawyer, the film, which was done, I think, with Matthew McConaughey.
I don't know why we're going to watch that.
I do like this guy, but I quite like to see how things have developed.
I mean, he's an interesting guy, actually, because he's very attractive whilst being not particularly attractive.
Well, I think the same about the night agent guy.
I thought you were going to say the same about me.
No, you're just amazingly attractive,
I know,
full stop.
I just can't help it.
Yeah. I'm amazed you can go on, actually.
I know.
Yeah.
Amazing I can go out into the street without being bombarded with love. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Oh, she's
Alexa,
cheeky now.
Stop. See, when you have a go at her, she just ignores
because I was
you.
talking like that. I don't think she was understanding me. Don't know why.
No.
What was I saying? Yeah. Which one were you talking about? Which other one? Which other actor?
I don't know. I'm completely Matthew McConaughey.
No, the other actor you were talking about, saying he wasn't particularly attractive.
Oh, from Night Agent.
Night Agent. Oh no, I think he. Well, no. Yeah. Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
No, I do. No, I do. Yeah, I do. No. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
That's it.
That's it for this
Have we watched anything else? I'm sure we watched a film.
What kind of film?
Oh, we watched some Endeavour, didn't we? I do love Endeavour. I think Endeavour, the last series of Endeavour, last episode has just been broadcast in America. So you will now have seen the whole lot.
No, I don't think we watched any Endeavour.
I think I watched it when I was making supper.
Has it finished now then?
Is that it? It's all finished. Yeah,
cut.
Done. Yeah,
that's
done and
a wrap.
dusted. Done and dusted. There was a lovely question on Planet Vegetarian.
You said that
actually.
last week, didn't you?
No.
You did on the live.
Well, I don't care. I'm doing it now. Where one of our members asked about the pickle that was in the cheese and pickle sandwich that
Mrs. Thursday
Mrs.
makes
Thursday
for
makes
Mr. Thursday
each week. And this is an interesting thing because in the UK, I don't know if it's the same in the US, but every time we talk about pickle, I think Americans think of their sort of crunchy pickles in vinegar and thing, and we have pickle over here, which is a
mixture,
a relish of sorts, and then we have pickles which are, fermented or they're pickled in vinegar. There's a very different thing in the UK between pickle and pickles. They're different things. Both have vinegar, but quite different. One is a relish spread, and the other is chunky.
No,
yeah.
We talked about that on the live show. Let's say goodbye now, Paul.
Are we saying goodbye? Right.
We're saying goodbye. Thank you, bloody thank you for tuning in to the show as usual and for supporting us on all of our platforms, including Coffee.
And if you're on Coffee, I put a little extra video up there the other day. Just me having some quiet time at the plot, away from Richard. It was joyous. Absolutely joyous.
So thank you, bloody thank you. Take care of yourselves and we'll see you next week for more frolics and fun here on the sofa.
With Sunday Chat!
Remember, if you want it all, watch Richard and Paul.
Look at you.
Yeah, look at me.
Look at me, look at me.
Look at moi, look at moi. Bye.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye. I'm an artificial intelligence.
Intelligent, that would be one, yeah.